All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So we are so excited to have Mr. Justin Key with us. A lot of our boys have already been talking about. We just had a conversation about their values and the things that they value and what they want to do when they get older. And some of my young men want to be, be YouTubers and be influential on social media. Some of them want to be actors, and so think this is going to be a great segue into having a conversation with you. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start off. If you would just introduce yourself to the gents we have. Again, we have gents that are in as early as third grade and as old as eighth grade. And so we have a mix of age ranges with us today. But if you would just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your journey and whatever you want to share at that time.
Well, y'all, my name is Justin Key. I am originally from Tennessee. That kind of rhymes. So, Memphis and all of that. I live in LA. I have been in Los Angeles for about 14 years. I moved here from Memphis after I graduated from Lemoyne on college. I studied at Lemoyne, got my degree in mathematics, and then I moved to LA and I studied acting. And so, in order to really be in the industry, you gotta actually know your craft. So moved to LA, studied acting, and started working immediately. So I'm not sure if I know y'all in the third grade and on up, but if y'all shop in Walmart or y'all go to Walmart, my first job, I booked a 5-year campaign for Walmart. So all of my pictures were in every Walmart store in the country. And so that was pretty cool to be my very first job. From there, I started, singing more, taking more pictures, doing television shows, doing web series. I ended up starting my own company as well. I traveled a lot, speaking all over the country. And then I traveled out of the country. So speaking in China, speaking in Paris. It's been an incredible life. But yeah, I started in the South. I started in Tennessee. I think my very first commercial was for the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis. Yeah, that was
Oh,
my that was my very first commercial, y'all. That was
that's
pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But yeah, and just been working ever since. Wrote a couple of books, been on a couple of TV shows, sang with a couple of artists. Just out here being creative, being black, being free. It's like
all those.
I got tired of acting because you would act so much. And so I want to let you know that it is okay to get tired of a job. I mean, not to quit, but I mean we all get tired of it. Like there are days when I don't want to even look at TV because I'm so tired of acting. But other than that, like I love it. Creating that discipline, seeing your hard work, and also, when you perform, especially if you perform on stage, then you get to hear the audience cheering and clapping, and then after the stage, everybody's like, "Oh my God, Travis Williams, you're so talented! I can see you in Hollywood." Malcolm, oh my God, you should really be in movies with Denzel. So like, it's really encouraging to do that. Yeah.
Cool. So with that, I know you have um written and published a book. And so tell them, like, there was some people in here. We had a scenario earlier where I asked some of the boys if they would rather be an author of their own book or be a musician. And we had quite a few that said they wanted to be an author. And so tell them a little bit about like the book that you wrote and like what it's all about.
Okay. So the book that I wrote is called Mind Control. Now, the title may sound a little cuckoo, but that's the purpose of it. And so it's really to help you to really fix your mindset to be able to live the life that you say you want to live. Like for an example, I told y'all, I'm from exactly where y'all from. Dr. Moss, they're from Memphis, right?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
everywhere. So
Yep.
yeah, so we from the same place. So moving from Memphis to LA, I had to change a lot. First, I had to change the way that I speak because apparently they couldn't understand what I was saying. So I had to change the way that I speak. I had to change the way that I dress because people in LA dress completely different from people in Memphis. Uh, you know, because celebrity and Hollywood, you have to look a certain way. You got to start working out. You got to start eating right. Whether you get a personal trainer, whether you get somebody to tell you what to eat. So the book is to really help you fix your mind so that you can really live the life that you want. Because you can't just say, I want to be a celebrity or I want to be an author or, I want to be a YouTube star. what's going to happen when you become that YouTube star and now you have $2 million? What are you going to do with it? You have to know how to deal with this stuff. You can't just say, I want to be rich and famous, because when you become rich and famous, what are you going to do? Like, you got to realize that everybody's going to be asking for the money. Everybody's going to take pictures with you. But what if you're tired? And what if you like don't want to do that anymore? It's like, so my book, Mind Control, is to really help you fix your mindset so that you can really be successful in the career and the life that you want to live.
And so, speaking of that, so if you were going to give one of these young men some advice who want to be their own bosses, they want to start their own business, what is one piece of advice that you would tell them now that they need to be doing it while they're in school to kind of prepare them for starting their own business? Or they could be coming up with a great idea now. It's never too early to
Mhm.
start your own business. So, what advice do you give them?
So yeah, so it's never too early. I say, y'all, I think it's very important that you know the foundation of your education. For an example, if you have this great idea, what if somebody, so you gotta not, you don't have to be like a genius in math, but you need to know numbers and you need to know money a little bit. Because what if somebody's not paying you enough, but you're the boss, so you're supposed to know this. And then when you write letters and things like that, when you know, some of you probably techie, so you can like create your own websites and your own social media. You need to know the technical skills of that as well. And I would also say there's so much content on YouTube. Like, you can go on YouTube and watch videos from entrepreneurs in your specific area. Like, if you want to be a YouTube star, there are YouTube stars on YouTube telling you how to become a YouTube star. And that's really research. So that's what I would recommend you doing. Learn as much as possible about the career that you want to be in. And there's a lot of people talking about it online. So go ahead and watch those videos.
As I mentioned before, that we do have some aspiring actors, entrepreneurs that, so what advice would you give someone that's really interested now? They might be 12, 8, 13, 4. What advice do you give them now if they want to become an aspiring actor?
I would say learn as much as you can. Read as many books, watch as many movies, and especially being an actor, watch a ton of interviews with actors. I think it's really important that you know who's in your industry. So like who's like who, right now, who's anyone's favorite star? Like, who's their favorite actor right now? Can I get who's someone's favorite actor?
So earlier they talked about Chadwick Boseman. They also talked about Will Smith. Um, those are the two names that came
Okay.
up.
Okay. So the thing, so now, so Chad and Will have done so many interviews talking about their careers, talking about decisions that they've made. I think it's important to go back and try to watch as many interviews with them as possible, because that's what's going to tell you how they've made it. And then that'll give you an idea of how you can make it as well. Like Chadwick, he studied at Howard. And though he's a directing major, but ultimately became an actor, and he still directed on the side as well. And so it's really important that you study your craft and you learn. Like Will Smith talks about studying with his private acting coach so that he could, learn how to really act, because Will started off as a rapper, then he became an actor, and so it's really important that you really know how to actually act, and you know what people go through in the industry. And if you know how to act and what people go through when you get in the industry, you have an easier way of succeeding and being successful.
So, Mr. Finney, I saw your hand raised. Jalen Finney, go ahead.
So my question is, so I make t-shirts. That's my business. And recently I won the t-shirt contest at Bruce. And not right now I'm making a bunch of money. So my question is, what would you tell me to invest in?
Oh,
Very, very, very good question. First of all, congratulations. Come on now. Okay. Bruce investing in young entrepreneurs. So what I would say now, as it especially that you're making money, make sure that you have an account set aside where you're saving your money as well, because you want to make sure that you have, because you don't know what your next venture. I always say an entrepreneur likes to start multiple businesses. So the one thing I would say now, um, create, get your savings account ready, and then just start building upon your savings account. And then once it gets to a really nice amount, then I would definitely suggest, and I don't think you're ever too young to start investing in the stock market too. You know, we can get into that as well. And so I think it's important that kids start investing at a young age, but I want you to build up your account first and then start investing. So I think right now the money that you're making from your t-shirt business, I would say definitely put a percentage of a certain amount of money aside every time you sell a t-shirt, and put it into a savings account and build it until you're ready to invest in the stock market. Because I always say no one has ever become wealthy from savings. You have to invest, but you have to have the money to invest. So save first and then invest.